Bhima, you are in mute.
Yes, I'm in mute.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So what I did is I have selected here this the instance is 02 server. I'm trying to connect it, which is wrong, right? The instance is not available on the target server. Right? That's what I connected. And later on, I changed my original instance and then provided here the credential over here, right? So now even we have a sum of option over here. On file we can able to create your database here. Okay, so it is navigate into quick start your creating of the database here, but you have to go and log in. First of all, you have to go and log in, and here is my add databases here. Just go to this portal and add a database, equal database. You can able to add it. Okay, that is the option where you can able to find. Okay, so now, so if you can observe, okay, so basically uh, this is my next schema generation of phase. Okay, so where I can able to fetch my um, information of schemas related. So source database instance, target database instance, and this my table and the schema information. See how many rows is available. It's a 450 rows is there. So it is ready to move. There is no deprecating, there is no compatibility and nothing here. So you can smoothly going. So for this demo sake, I have taken this only 2016 to 2019. There is no much differentiation is there. If you go and take it 2005 or 2008 R2, yes, it will generate a multiple issues, multiple errors, and accordingly one by one you'd have to go and fix it and then make it ready to move for it. So there is a validation part. If there any blocker is there, definitely it is going to do it here. So learn about the performance tiers also. We can one more tab is there. It is going to navigate the what are the performance tiers is going to available here. Now portal standpoint of we can able to learn here. Okay, so this is what it is navigating the migration process and all. Okay, let's deploy the start migration. So where you can able to see live how quickly it is going to deploy it. See here the on fly in progress, successful, warning, failed, and so we can see this complete a process. Okay, so let's see in our end. I just execute here the database schema. Still, it is not going right. So this is what we can able to see in a portal, and simply it is going to doing this all the migration schema deployment. See here the migration process. So though my network band is bad, still it is taking very quick time 30 seconds. Okay, so in progress still some of the uh, things is going to happen here, and a successful file and warning uh, zero fail here. Okay, so this is what it is going to happen. Now just refresh and try to execute here. I don't think so, not required refresh. See here, this is my data. 417 rows is available. Here is my rows which we calculated before. That is what it is available. Okay, so this is all about the migration process. This is all about migration process. So and the case which we did it is basically uh, the case which we did it basically on premises to okay cloud pass instance cloud pass instance. Okay, so there is another approach, IaaS to IaaS, sorry, on premises to infrastructure as a service. So that we have to do and deploy it. Okay, so let's try to that one as well today, so that we can get an idea of this one. Okay, so mm, this is my migration process. I did it quickly over here, and all right, so I have my one of the infrastructure as service. Any questions on this part? Basically, if you can see this, the same kind of thing you can go to run. Now it is going to give the data. Only one row it is available for this table. Okay, the rest of the tables if you are going to take, so we have the a couple of things is available so that it is going to capturing the data output information. So this is all about 417 rows is available. You can export it, save the query, cancel, CSV file, save it. You have multiple approaches to explore it over here. Okay, so new query window is there. Login is also available. So this is all about it. We are doing in a portal. Any questions in this part? Basically, the past migration one.
Not at the moment, Bhima. Thank you.
Yeah. So now what we are going to do, we'll go under fetch basically. Okay, so I'm trying to do whether it is deployed properly or not, I'm not sure, but still we are going to try to connect and we'll see this one. Just click copy this one. Okay, so since the public IP is there, mostly it is going to work on it. So basically I want to connect first of all this one. Okay, so just we have to connect this one, or else just download the RDP file. Okay, so RDP file. So we have the multiple options. We have the multiple options here. If you're trying to connect, this is for the 3389 port, SSH for the Linux server connectivity, and this Bastion is to secure connectivity. Okay, secure connectivity. This is Bastion option is going to available to connect any server. At this moment, since I have the Windows server, download the RDP file and test your connection and troubleshoot RDP. So instead of giving the IP address, yes, I could able to connect this my RDP file and as well. This is what I connecting here. So just provide your IDs, SQL admin, and provide your password here. Okay, so now at this case, the case 2 is we are trying to migrate from on-premises to IaaS environment. Okay. I'm deleting this database. Okay, so
Bhima, just a quick question.
okay,
Let's say if we migrate everything from on-premise to IaaS,
okay.
there's always chance we can roll back, right? If I say roll back, we can always come back to the local instance
Yes, for
later
IaaS,
on. Let's say if I want to migrate back, not like pass.
yeah, yes, we can. See,
And is there
yeah,
any sort of support from Microsoft if we have to do the other way around?
no, straight away you can able to take it and do it, but
It's
you
just
have
a
to, yeah,
kind of backup restore.
yes. So, but think about
Okay.
it always. Okay, there is simple things which might you guys is already know. Okay, so yes, your question. Let's say pass IaaS. Okay, so yes, in a pass model, no back. You cannot able to take the backup and restore it. That you have to keep in mind. Yes, we do have the backpack file. Okay, so you can take the that backpack file and you can able to restore it. Okay, so that is a one approach. Okay, but make sure this server would be 2012 greater 2012 greater. So lesser than that version, it is not going to accept that backpack files. Okay, not for the .bak.
It should be straightforward, or the backpack file will.
Yes, you can take it and you can restore it. Backpack. Okay,
Thank you.
backpack and DACpack, both you can do it. Okay, next option.
It's not gonna do any sort of complaint regarding schema or anything.
No.
Is it gonna make any modification while we migrate from on-premises to cloud? Sometimes it says it's gonna change configuration or something based on whatever we require in terms of cloud. So is it gonna do any sort of modification to our schema or anything, or which cannot be rolled back?
Yeah, that we would have to go and validate, but compatibility level standpoint of that backpack and DACpack is going to accept. Okay, But the data
Okay.
deprecation standpoint, you would have to go and validate by using of this thing. Okay,
Validation tools.
validation tools. Okay. Now
Okay.
the
Okay.
next
Thank
case,
you.
yeah, next case is you asked me to this. I asked you, yes, what is the approach? Okay. So since if let's say this is 2012 consider, and you are migrated, here is 2016 something. Okay, 2019 something. So if you want, here is you have an option, right? You have the both the option. One is .bak, one is .bak and .backpack. Both the options is there. Since it is in IaaS, okay. One is .bak and .backpack. Okay. So I think the backpack is can able to restore it. Okay, where that BAK we cannot able to restore. Why? Because this is the higher version, this is the lower version, right? That compatibility issue it will come. Manish, can you hear me? Nag, are you able to hear?
Yes, Beam, I can hear you. Because Manish said that you will be in some
Yeah,
migration task or something. Could be.
I'm here, Bhima. Sorry, yeah.
no.
My headphone didn't work.
So
I listen you. Thank you.
yeah, right. So where we are exactly now? So we connected this my IaaS instance, okay, which is available in the cloud landscape, and try to see this all configuration part and all. So this is my IaaS instance and SQL Server 2017 and 2016 is the OS version. Okay, now just try to deploy it to any one of the database here and restore it and try to uh, do the migration process. Okay. It is there inside of the server. Okay. Here's my file. Let's go to this open and paste it my SQL Server IaaS. See, I am simply copying pasting. Okay. But when you are in a private network, it is not going to accept in single file. Okay. Always you have to go and take your blob storage, and from there you would have to go and download or restore it, whatever you can able to do it. Okay. This is simple file. Okay. So this is what. So server to server it is not going to accept. Just go to
Probably need to create a subfolder and then copy. Yeah, just create a subfolder and then copy. Yeah, it should work. Now,
see, I'm trying to fetch that one directly my local on
You might need some network path or
nothing. I'm just copying the file. Okay. Now it is going to accept. Okay. Just before what I did, okay, so I am trying to copy from this my local workstation to this IaaS VM. Okay, so because of just bandwidth and permission issue, it is not going to accepting. But now from local server system to here, we can able to copy. Just I am taking this simple MS here.
Bhima, quick question. Is there any hard code limitation in terms of copy and paste or anything in IaaS? Like if it is 10 gig, this is the preferred approach. If it is 100 gig, this is the preferred approach, or it is more about trial and error based on your network bandwidth.
No. See, we cannot able to do this kind of approach, copying the files and copying the backup files, right? But the approach,
Yeah, in production.
yeah, in enterprise level, let's discuss again. Okay.
Okay.
See, this is first of all, mostly we are going to use the mediator is my blob storage. This is my on-premises and here is my cloud. Okay. We cannot able to directly take it here, and whether it is PaaS module or IaaS module. Okay, you cannot able to do. There is no scope at all to do that thing here, basically. Okay. The good approach is, let's say my database is having here 1 TB. 1 TB. Okay. Now for 1 TB directly, if though you configure the site-to-site configuration, point-to-site configuration, point-to-site or site-to-site. Okay. Though you configure this one, you can directly connect from your local system, and there you cannot able to restore this. First of all, okay. So the best approach is, since we are in a storage, okay, we can only this blob storage is containing 200 GB files. Okay. So for this one, basically you would have to go and split into this 5 files, right? Of 200 GB, 200 GB like this. Okay. You would have to go and move this backup files to this here. Okay. Backup files to here. How we are going to move? Again is their question. This is a cloud. Okay. Again, this is also cloud in a blob storage. Again, this is also cloud, right? Again, here also your question. How we are going to move? Okay.
Blob storage.
Yeah. So this is my blob storage. Okay. So let's say blob storage. And here is not greater than 200 GB. It is not going to accept. For that, we are going to split.
Yep.
Okay. Now, again for the
Yep.
200 GB moving for here, again big task. It is depend upon your bandwidth. Okay. So comparing to moving for the single file, moving of this, 200 GB splitting files, it is somewhat we are going to reduce in the speed or time, whatever. Okay. So we are need to consider that one. Next, to move for this one, we have let's say storage explorer we have. Okay, so here I installed my storage explorer. Basically, if you have the credential, you can directly install this one. Okay, so you can upload your files here. Okay, upload your file, but again it is going to take a lot more time, where we can able to use for this 5 files as well. Okay, for this 5 files as well, we can use the approach. Okay, let me tell you. One is agent copy. Okay, the other one is Azure Storage Explorer. Okay, so and even you can able to command shell and PowerShell. So these are the multiple approaches is there, but the fastest one is agent copy. Okay, by using of this method, for the 200 GB split files can move it here. Okay, since all together this all two in a cloud end. Okay, this is also one service. It is all into the cloud end. Okay, so both are in a cloud end. you can easily to restore it either pass and IaaS. This is the one good approach. Okay, so if you can ask me the 1 terabyte, I'll follow this one. Okay, if it is less than 100 GB or 50 GB, I'll connect my system in a locally. I'll restore it. I'll restore it. Why? Because it is going to accepting to restore it, right? So directly deployment can able to do. The second case. The third case is basically, okay, so we can directly use the ESR method. So lift and shift method, which we discussed earlier. Lift and shift method, what it is going to do? ESR method, Azure Site Recovery. Okay, so you can take the snap of particular point of time and to and move into the cloud end and make the synchronization all the server level, file level, database level. Whenever you require this, point in time, cut over time, you just disconnect this one. Your server is available with the host name. Okay, so this is the one approach we are going to do. The other approach, okay, so since we have establishment is done from the either point to site and point to site configuration, what I'm go and do, I'll configure between this to this, okay. I'm not considering at this moment 1 terabyte, okay. If it is a 6 terabyte, 7 terabyte, again we have the one more approach. There is a Azure data box, okay, the physical movement of the data. So in this lesser than 200, 500 GB, less than that 200, 500 GB, what I'm going to do, okay, so I'll go and I'll configure replication, transaction replication between between these two servers or these two. So how to configure the transaction replication, how we are going to make sure the cutover time we can able to do. So there is a multiple approaches. It will comes on based upon your uh, mm, uh, involving the project and doing the things. But the best approach is moving the files to this blob storage. From there you can restore it with the PaaS and IaaS. Okay.
Okay. So moving from on-premises to blob storage and to IaaS or PaaS is their copy.
Yeah, AZ copy Azure.
Okay. Okay.
It
Yep.
is a tool
Thank you.
basically. Okay, so if you can go and see, and what I'm trying to do, Azure is the copy file down. Okay, so you can download it and you can use this Azure storage with AZ copy. It is very faster thing,
Yep.
and you can able to download it on fly, and you can use this one. Okay, so how it is going to work, what is the command, everything is available here. Okay, so
Understand.
even you can able to log in over here, and you can use this commands as well, the source copy and destination key information, and we just move it. Okay, so this is what we are
Yep.
going to typically use this one. Okay,
Okay.
just
Thank you.
try to explore your end, so that you can know this what exactly it is going to do the faster, but it is very faster in this comparing to other approaches. Okay. All right, so where we are exactly, and this is my PaaS module one, and there is no database here. I'll try to make this any one of the empty database, or else I can restore it over here. The simple thing is, uh, demo db1. Okay, so this is my one of the database I am creating over here, SQL Server and Azure VM. And yes, I do have, just before I copied one of the backup file. Okay, so with this backup file restoration approach to go to files and navigate our location and restore it. I hope it is an F drive basically. Yeah, here is my file, so I'll make it as an okay, so just restore it. This is a simple file, less than 1 MB. That's what I copied, copy paste it. If it is in gigabytes, it is going to take much time. This is pretty much it. This is my backup restore option. Okay, so but when you go for this, other approach, let me navigate this one to the restoration part. See here, deploy data tier application. Okay, so and here is my restoration option. If you guys is remember, okay, so this is my see here, it is navigating to URL. It is going to navigating to URL. It means just a simple file I copied into the local system and I restored it. When you go for this, it is blob storage navigation. Let's say you already moved your backup files if it is in 200 gigabytes and all. From here you can able to restore it. Okay, so how we are going to restore it and all, we can check it here. Here is this my explore this thing, storage file. I'm just logging with my ID. This is a simple tool. How you guys is just before saw that AZ copy, the same kind of set of file. You can able to download it and log in here. So this is my where we need to add your account and login over here so that you can able to navigate. Let me log in with this my ID over here. Okay, so add my account, and it is going to it is asking us my ID and password. Okay, so where is here is my ID. Take this ID, copy, go to see everything I'm doing in my local system. How we are going to move the backup files, which is more than 100 GB, less than 200 gigabytes. Just click next and provide your password over here. So hopefully it is going to see. Typically, if you go and see in the storage one, see that's what I'm saying. If you know the only the SQL, this is not good approach to the cloud DBA. Okay, you would have to know about this all these basic things as well. Okay, so I have my storage account here. So ADF something. Okay, there is one storage account I have. Even you can able to create it, you can use the existing one as well. Let's say this is my storage account and I want to go and create here this SQL cups. Okay, so just click on create. This is my container or whatever you can say this. You can say this is folder. Okay, so at this moment I don't have any files here, but let's move to my on-premises one. This is my on-premises server. Okay, just install your storage explorer. Okay, so this all the tools I'm going to upload it, no worry. So this is my storage explorer. If you can see here, just log in here. I have couple of storage accounts here. Okay, I have a couple of storage accounts here. Okay, so where I can able to see this my one of the storage account currently available under the blob container. Just I created the backup folder. Okay, so here is my backup. So what I can able to do, if you can see this upload create folder, so whatever the operation I can able to perform it into this portal end, that everything I can able to do it here. So I can upload it here, I can refresh, I can change. See, by using of this portal or this tool, you can able to do it. So each and everyone, you cannot able to give the complete access to restrict other team, less development team and all. You can able to give, ask them to upload files over here. and then just click on upload. Where is my file? Just go to navigate my file here, or else I have already my files over here. Just upload it here. You want to upload file or you want to upload only file? I want to upload my file. Where it is located? So where it is, we are going to store it. Okay, so the block bob and paste blob, append blob. So block bob is, it is going to take and accept it here. The comparing to block bob and paste blob is very cheaper. Okay, so this append blob is basically it is going to append your data whenever the source and data is going to update it, is automatically go and update it in your cloud storage. So just at this moment I'm going to take the blob only. Just go to the file location and navigate it here. This is my backup file. Just upload it here. So the file is going to upload into my local on-premises server end, but I could able to fetch my data in a portal end. So this is my portal. Go to home, go to the storage account, sorry, go to the storage account name, container, folder. See here, where I uploaded this one, my local system, and I uploaded by using of the tool. I can download it, I can open it, I can share the URL to you folks and rename it and delete it. So I uploaded by using of the blob storage and by using of this. This is the one approach which I told you, storage and storage. Yes, there is another approach. We can go and use command shell az copy, that we have to install it the tool over here. Okay, then you can able to do the things. Just uploaded my files here, and then I want to go and restore it now. See here, this is all my cloud IaaS instance. Okay, this is all my cloud IaaS instance. The same backup I'll go and I'll restore into this IaaS SQL Server VM. Okay, SQL Server in Azure VM, and even I could able to restore with the PaaS instance as well. Yes, I have the PaaS instance over here, SQL database, and take this database. Okay. Yes, the connectivity approach you guys is pretty much aware of, since because we are doing multiple things. Again, you'd have to go and add your see here in the drop down list. I have SQL authentication, Windows authentication, multi-factor authentication, Active Directory password, and Active Directory integrated. So this all the option. If you are going to use the on-premises Active Directory ID, if you are integrated additional domain control ID and multi-factor authentication ID, that is up to you. Okay, so this all depend upon with AD team only. So for the sake of demo, I'm taking only for the SQL authentication. Okay. I hope you guys is following. Please let me know if you are not able to follow. We'll stop and we'll discuss it.
Yeah, we are following.
Thank you. Okay, so just take this IP, and this is pretty much familiar to where we did in just before half an hour. I'm going to add. So we just concentration how the flow is going to happen, what needs to explore it. See here, this is a network part dependency. Okay, so see here, there is a storage part dependency. Okay, so again there's one more thing, what we call app deployment is an app team is dependency. Every team is required in the cloud as well, but comparing to the on-premises headcount might be going to change it. Okay, so let's cancel this one. I am trying to connect it here. So the file which is where is available the file, backup file now, blob storage, right? So here is I want to go and restore it. Just click on and restore it. Go to this device, navigate to device instead of file. File is going to navigate local drive. URL is going to navigate blob storage. Now you would have to go and check your lab storage container information over lab storage con container information. Just URL, add the URL. See here the storage account it is going to accept. Now if I'm trying to give this storage account information, just click on the storage account, and here is my storage account, and take the storage account name here. Take the storage account, SQL Server IaaS VM, click on this one, add. So here again it is going to ask me the credential. Okay, just log in. Oh, actually in this server we required basically the Chrome one. Okay, so we'll see whether we are able to do or not. Some Java plugins is required to do browsing here. Okay, so okay, done. Go to my ID again. Take this ID and copy it here. Move to IaaS SQL Server VM and provide my ID over here. Just next.